Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So you ever wonder how everybody thinks that they're the good guy? Like no matter what side you're on, left, right, center, up, everybody is convinced that they're fighting for justice, freedom, truth, or some higher purpose. But here's the thing, some of the worst stuff in history were done by people who thought they were doing the right thing. Shocking, right? I know, very surprising. The danger of moral absolutism is believing that your morals are so right and so pure that anything you do in their name is automatically justified. Now, this can be found on both extremes, the left and the right, but obviously, because I have bias too, we're going to talk about it coming from the group that it seems to be more prominently coming from, and that is the left. They have a serious moral absolutism problem, and it's not just about having strong values, it's treating those values like a holy scripture. And anybody who disagrees are not just wrong, they're evil. I believe this behavior is pretty much a part of the human condition because, like I said, it's not really exclusively a left or right thing, but it is a lot more acceptable and significantly more prominent on the left, which is why that's who we're talking about right now. But it's kind of a comfortable thing to fall into. It stops you from being able to think or having to think. It stops you from being able to use nuance or to have to come up with some kind of justifiable reason for really anything that you do, because you have this doctrine that you can always run back to and just say, I'm doing the right thing. I'm on the right side of history, so everything I do is permitted. Even if I personally have a stance against it, even if it goes directly against my morals and principles, I'm the good guy. So it's different. Now, I'm sure it's pretty easy. It probably feels pretty good to be able to kind of fall into that lull where you don't have to think about or consider anything. You can just take something, throw it into a box, and just leave it at that. You don't have to think about anything or take consideration or ask any hard questions. You just say, hey, do you believe in this? Did you vote for this person? Look at the color of their skin and just make an automatic assumption. It's super, super easy. Way easier than critical thinking. You don't have to question yourself. You don't have to deal with uncomfortable facts. You just pick a side, put on a jersey, and ride in the battle. But this is the problem. And a lot of people ask me why I'm more concerned about people who are considered to be bad people over good people, quote unquote, good people who are actually just bad people. Because in my experience, people who are quote unquote just bad people tend to have some kind of code of ethics that they go by, and there's a limit that they won't go past, usually. And this is not always the case, but a lot of times when dealing with these people, there's like they have this kind of system, and it's always broken and fragmented, and it doesn't really make any sense, and it's just kind of a system to justify whatever evil or crazy stuff that they're doing. But typically you can see the limits of their behavior, and typically that's these people's downfall, is because they are so transparent and so dogmatic about this very specific thing, and they have a limit that they would go to. They're pretty predictable. Like if an actual full-blown outspoken racist walked up to me and said some old crazy racist stuff, like, it's like, okay, I know exactly who this person is. I know exactly who I'm dealing with. I know exactly what they're about. There's like really no mystery. It's a racist, like big whoop. Like, okay, fine, they exist. But there's something particularly sinister about somebody who smiles in your face, plays with your children, works at your job, goes to your church, and tells you all the things you want to hear all the time. Make sure that they go out of their way to show you that they have your best interest in mind, but are actively doing everything they can to destroy you behind the scenes. My opinion is these people are way worse, way worse. It is the fox versus the wolf scenario. Malcolm X told us about it. These white people, mainly, who go out of their way to prove that they are your ally and they're the best thing for you. They know what's best for you and they have your best interest in mind, while systematically dismantling everything you hold dear. It's way worse, in my opinion, significantly worse. And the major issue with these people is when they are absolutely convinced that they're correct, they stop asking if what they're doing is good. They just assume that it is. Like, there's no self-reflection at all. And we see this over and over. It's the same pattern. We're doing this for a just cause. Cool. So why does it keep ending in fear, silence, and destruction? How come every time you tell me that you're doing something for a good cause, you're assaulting somebody, you're insulting somebody, you're ruining somebody's lives, you're burning somebody's cars, you're stealing from somebody's store? Every single time you tell me that the things that you are doing for a good cause, I see it backed up by evil actions. That can't be a coincidence, right? It's this kind of sense of like moral licensing where you do something good and then suddenly you feel like you have a free pass now. Like I am a good person, therefore I have wiggle room now to do unspeakable things and just get away with it because I am a good person at heart. So the bad things I do kind of cancels that out. And that's really not how that works. They think I care about justice, so how can I possibly be unjust? Like the saying exists for a reason. The path to hell is paved in good intentions. But you can't even say that in this case. Like, I don't even know if that statement applies to these people because their intentions aren't ever good. It's not like most of these people are unaware that the things that they are doing are evil or bad. These people aren't infants, they're not stupid. They know that burning down a neighborhood is not a good thing to do. They're not, well, I mean, see, I'm trying not to be mean, but I'd like to believe that they're not complete idiots. You know what I mean? Like, they gotta know right from wrong on a base level. But for some reason, their basic instincts just kind of turn off when it comes to them, because the same behaviors that they condemn loudly and proudly, they will perform with unbelievable precision. No emotions, no remorse, no regrets. They will look you in the eye and destroy you. It's crazy. It's insane to even think about. And it's getting worse because moral absolutism sells. It's what people seem to want and to gravitate towards. It keeps people angry. It keeps people locked in, sharing clips, retweeting hot takes. It's an easy way to say this person is evil, then maybe this issue is more complicated and we should have a conversation, because conversations are hard. Conversations are difficult. They require thinking. Why should I have to think when I can look at a person, see a red hat and be like, oh, evil, when I could look over and see a black person and think, oh, that's an obedient slave who's supposed to behave this way and do these type of things. Like, why would I go through the effort of actually thinking when it's just that easy? And people take that route. And the problem is the fundamental belief system behind this type of behavior is dehumanization, because it's necessary. You basically have to stop seeing people as people and see them as enemies of the cause and forego empathy. Mind you, this is the party of the empathetic. These are people who champion empathy, but in order to push their rhetoric, they have to actively dismantle it and remove it from their minds, period. It's crazy. And it's no coincidence that in 2025, some of the most racist people I know are anti-racist. Some of the most sexist people I know are anti-sexism. Some of the most violent people I know are anti-violent. It's crazy that it works that way. And obviously, you don't want to go through life just doing the reverse and slapping that label on everybody you see who's trying to do good or be an activist. You don't want to automatically assume that anybody who's fighting for a cause is just a piece of garbage that perpetuates and continues the thing that they claim to be fighting against, because that's not helpful either. But it's really hard. It's really hard to not think that a fox is a fox when they all doing fox things. You know what I mean? If it quacks like a duck, might be a duck, and they all quacking. Like, it's crazy, man. I've been trying to wrap my mind around this for a while, and it's so frustrating because a lot of the causes that these people are fighting for are just causes, things worth fighting for and worth having a discussion about, but they muddy the water so much that people don't want to deal with it. I don't know, man. I'm not an expert on a lot of this stuff, but you know, I have these thoughts in my head that I need to just kind of puke out to the internet. You guys let me know what you think about moral absolutism. Obviously, like I said before, this thing is not exclusive to left or right, but you know, there's one specific side where it is significantly more acceptable, and we all know what it is. You know what I mean? Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And it's getting out of hand. It's really getting to the point to where something's gonna happen, and I don't know what, but it's getting bad. It's getting bad out here, guys. And I just wanted to kind of talk about it. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for listening. If this gave you something to think about, drop a comment, share, argue with me, whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter. I didn't make this video specifically so everybody can agree with me. You know, if you disagree, then please, by all means, respectfully tell me your disagreements and what you think about it in the comments, and we can talk it out. But like, I don't know, man, it's just getting crazy out here. But anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. I'll see you guys on the next one.